Now, when I say I went down a rabbit hole, I'm dead ass. I lost 3 days of my life to this shit. Because it was so fucking interesting. And I'd do it again. Let me put you up on some game real quick. Time travel isn't just sci-fi fantasy. It's a concept rooted in physics. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, massive objects can warp the fabric of space-time. This warping can, in theory, create loops in time, known as CTCs, or closed time-like curves, allowing for the possibility of time travel. But here's what's fucked. These loops could lead to paradoxes. Imagine going back in time and preventing your own birth. That's the classic grandfather paradox. To resolve this, some physicists propose the Novikov self-consistency principle, which suggests that any actions taken by a time traveler were always part of history, thus avoiding contradictions. It don't cost you a dime, just a little bit of time. Hit that follow. Step the fuck in, alright? We're about to dig into a mystery so fucking strange, so absurd, so lost to history, it might as well be magic. At the end of this episode, you're gonna be questioning time itself. This ain't your average history lesson. This is an ancient Persian horror story. There's radioactive conspiracies and colonial cover-ups, cooked into a flaming pile of baby shit. Today, we follow the footsteps of the lost army of Cambyses II. I'm just gonna call him Cam from now on, okay? 50,000 men vanished into the Sahara sometime in the 6th century BCE. And the batshit insane theory is that someone found their bones buried under 7 meters of sand, along with radium tablets in ancient jars. Yeah, radium. I didn't fucking stutter. That element that glows in the dark, gives you cancer, and wasn't discovered until Marie Curie showed it off in 1898. Except, somebody left some in the middle of the desert a couple thousand years too early. Are you ready for that? Come on. Don't slam my motherfucking door. Our boy Herodotus, he was the OG gossip. He was a Greek historian, born around 484 BCE. He was basically the TMZ of ancient times. And he tells us a story. In 524 BCE, King Cam, son of Cyrus the Great, and part-time psychopath, he decided to flex on the gods. Not a good idea. He'd already taken Egypt, walked right in, and said, "Ooh, I like what you done with the place. This shit's nice." And then he clapped the pharaoh. But that wasn't enough. He wanted to fuck with the oracle of Amun at the Siwa Oasis. Why? Because the oracle didn't acknowledge his supremacy. And back then, pissing off an oracle was a fast track to becoming a cautionary tale. So Cam, this motherfucker sends an army, 50,000 soldiers, into the desert. Their mission? Capture or destroy the oracle at Siwa. And then, they fucking vanish. Gone. Not a skull. Not a spear tip. Not even a diary entry. Herodotus said they were swallowed by a great sandstorm, an act of divine vengeance. Yeah, Zeus got spicy, stirred up a storm, and buried those motherfuckers alive. But even Herodotus said, hey, I ain't see this shit myself. It's just what they told me. And then, 2,500 years of silence. And then if you jump to the 1990s, Italian brothers and amateur Indiana Jones impersonators, Angelo and Alfredo Castiglioni, are out in the Egyptian desert doing their archaeologist shit. They claim to have found a site hundreds of kilometers from Siwa, where they discover human bones, fragments of Persian weapons, bits of armor, precious items, and some fucking arrowheads buried beneath meters of desert. Suddenly, the media goes wild. The lost army has been found. Their documentary drops. The narrative takes off like wildfire. People start dusting off their Herodotus. But the mainstream Egyptologists are like, hold on a second, player. There's no peer-reviewed evidence. The site wasn't properly cataloged. The remains might be from a later battle. Hell, some of them may not even be Persian. Then the story fades, until it gets weirder. Here's where we go from historical mystery to X-Files fan fiction. In the deepest part of the dig, at 7 meters underground, or roughly 21 feet, some sources claim the team found sealed jars with unexplained radiation. Allegedly, inside the jars were radium tablets. And get this, the radiation levels were off the charts 2,500 years later. Let me be clear though, there are no credible, peer-reviewed, scientific papers confirming this. This whole radium angle is like something from a lost Ancient Aliens episode. But it's out there, circulating in conspiracy circles. Some people believe it, because it raises the question, how the fuck did radium, an element not discovered until the late 1800s, end up inside ancient jars, buried beneath an ancient battlefield? The implications are nuts. Did ancient Persians know about radiation? Did some future civilization time travel and leave it behind? Was this a secret weapon? A Bronze Age chemical bomb? Or was this all part of some buried Cold War experiment, later mislabeled? And wait, what about Herodotus's sandstorm? What if it wasn't a sandstorm at all? What if it was a radioactive blast? And if you know me, you know I love a good conspiracy. So let's roll through the best and the worst theories out there. Number 1, ancient weaponized radiation theory. A hidden empire, pre-Iron Age, discovered radioactive materials. They poisoned their enemies with radium-packed bombs. When Cam's army approached, they unleashed hell and then buried the evidence. Think ancient nukes, but make it artisanal. Or we have number 2, the time travelers theory. Some post-apocalyptic survivors from our future traveled back to the past, dropped radium tablets in sealed jars, and accidentally killed 50,000 Persians. Yikes. Or we have number 3, the hidden Cold War weapon test theory. This site was a nuke testing ground in the mid-20th century. The bones aren't Persian. but maybe the bodies of prisoners or rebels. Egypt or another nation buried it. Then, somehow retrofitted the tale with ancient legend for cover. Or number 4, it's just bullshit theory. The radium stuff, made up. The bones, real, but unrelated. The lost army, still lost. Take your pick. Whether this story is true or not, it hits a nerve because it reminds us how easily history can be erased on purpose. Think about the cities the Mongols leveled. Think about Timbuktu's libraries burned. Think of how many ancient sites have been paved over by parking lots and strip malls. Entire armies can vanish without a trace. Entire eras can be forgotten. And radiation? Fuck. We still can't even handle that now. We leave radioactive waste buried like time bombs under mountains and hope no one digs it up for the next 10,000 years. But what happens when someone does? What if it's a kid? What if it's a high school class on a field trip and they accidentally stumble upon Yucca Mountain? Imagine a future archaeologist unearthing that, or Chernobyl, and thinking to themselves, what the fuck happened here? Like us trying to piece together Cam's Lost Legion. History isn't lost. It is deliberately buried. Sometimes in sand, sometimes in bureaucracy, sometimes in bullshit. Here's what we know. Cam probably did send an army into the desert. That army probably did disappear. Bones were found. They might be Persian. They might not. The radium thing? Not confirmed, but strange as fuck. People want to believe because it's a damn good story. And maybe that's what this is all about. Not proving it true or false, but realizing how little we know. How history is a whispered rumor in the wind. And how sometimes, buried beneath 7 meters of sand, there's something glowing we were never meant to find. Now when I say rabbit hole, I mean motherfucking rabbit hole. If you're interested in seeing some of the shit that I got lost in for 3 days, you can slide over to the Patreon. It's free. So, if you're out in the desert and you find a sealed jar humming with energy, maybe don't open it. Maybe just leave that shit alone. Or, better yet, call the Time Machine Diaries. Until next time, fam, stay woke, stay weird, and keep questioning everything.
كلمة تحكي شو المعنى شو فيها إذا صوتك أعلى سماع وتسكت العالم أصبع على فمك كلمة تحكي شو المعنى شو فيها إذا صوتك أعلى سماع وتسكت العالم أصبع على فمك ما في ثقل لنا شركة مقطعة ما في سلسلة متابع ولا حد ما في عظمة ما في مطعم مرقة سلطة لحمة بلدة ورقة حمرا بس أنا مش من كندا قلبي مكانه وبحترم مرتك كوميدي بخيل بس جاي أضحكك كوميدي طويل مش عشان السقعة كلمة تحكي شو المعنى شو فيها إذا صوتك أعلى سماع وتسكت العالم أصبع على فمك كلمة تحكي شو فيها إذا